that? Is that the sort of music you want to hear? Well, it's certainly the sort of music that I want to hear. Well, welcome to the Back to the Bush Spectacular 2023. 3 hours of great country music, great Australian country music. But before we get started, I would like to introduce my co-host, Diane Lindsay, and she will lead us in the national anthem. Please make a welcome, Diane!
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the Back to the Bush Spectacular 2023. It's wonderful to be here.
Would you now like to be, for those people who can be, upstanding, thank you.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair. Everyone, once a jolly swagman camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolabah tree, and he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You come a waltzing Matilda with me, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll introduce my co-host here, Peter Simpson.
Thank you very much indeed.
And tonight, if you haven't been to our Back to the Bush Spectacular or seen it streaming online, you'll see we have well over 30 bush balladeer artists for you tonight, a great concert, and all supported by this band of musical legends who we'll introduce to you very shortly. And a big hello to everyone streaming online. I know lots of people just can't make it to Tamworth, but they're streaming online, so thanks for tuning in, and we'd love to hear from you a little bit later.
And we'd also like to have a big thank you, give a big thank you to the Tamworth Regional Council who makes this show possible. Also, to all the volunteers, the people who work around the place to make Tamworth what it is, and for the wonderful balladeers who have given their time tonight to tell you those wonderful stories about Australia. Thank you so much.
Well, without further ado, we're going to introduce our first act for the evening here.
So please make welcome these two wonderful people, Anne Kirkpatrick, Jeff Brown, and they're going to sing for us, Drove Me All Over. How are you going there, Anne?
G'day, everybody. Hello, Pete. Good to be here. I only got here this afternoon.
I know, and it's wonderful to see you, Anne.
And this is great to see a big crowd out here. And it's great to see Jeff. I only see Jeff every year.
Good to see you, Jeff. Two legends, and I hope you enjoy them. I know you will. Big hand again for Anne Kirkpatrick and Jeff Brown. Thank you.
Too many sheep, too many cattle, my joints all ache and my old bones rattle. 45 years living in the saddle, droving all over this land. Over mountains we roam, through creeks we paddle, shirt full of dirt and a mouth full of gravel. Don't like the owls, but I don't mind the travel, droving all over this land. And I've been droving all over, with a heel called Rover, all over this land. Yodelay, yodelay, droving. I've been droving all over.
days get hot, nights get chilly. You sit by the fire, you boil up the billy. Good for your health, says you are silly. Dropping all over this land. And I've been droving all over. Where the hill come over, all over this land. Yodelay, hey, yodelay, droving. I've been droving all over. Where the hill come over, all over this land.
I know every water hole in Outback Station. Never broke a bone, had an operation. Hardly see a soul, it's a lonely occupation. Droving all over this land. Over mountains we roam, through hills we paddle. Shirt full of dirt and a mouth full of gravel. Don't like the Alps, but I don't mind the travel. Roving all over this land. And I've been droving, I've been droving all over. Where the hill called Rover, all over this land. Yodelay, hey, yodelay, droving. I've been droving all over. Where the hill called Rover, all over this land. And I've been droving, I've been droving all over. Where the hill called Rover, all over this land. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne Kirkpatrick. Thank you, Anne. And Jeff Brown. Well, what a great way to start the concert, don't you think? Give them another hand. We're so pleased they could drop by. And as you may know, quite often here at the Back to the Bush Spectacular, we have some very important artists that give their time and they squeeze a little bit of time in their busy festival schedule and come and perform a song for you. And today is no different. We actually have a fellow who often drops in here and we do appreciate it. He's such a busy fella that we just appreciate him coming here so much, and I know that you will actually enjoy his song. He actually has become a legend in our country music field here in Australia, so would you please welcome Troy Cassar-Daley, everybody. Hey!
And we're doing the original one, Michelle. I love it. I'd like to say thank you very much for the invitation to come along. I just absolutely love coming along to this park. It reminds me when I was a kid of sitting out in the crowd, not being on the stage, but being inspired in a little fold-out chair. And isn't it nice to see we can still get inspired, with some great country music? Put your hands together for the band and everyone, and Peter and Di as well for the invitation. Thank you very much for getting me down. All right, Michelle, let's kick her off, eh? How are you, Loz?
I'm very good, mate.
Good to see you.
You're looking good.
I don't think so. Done me wrong, but it won't be long for my blues are out of sight, and this old green rattler's ready to go, rolling out of town tonight. See the steam, hear the whistle scream, and we're up on the northern line. Flying 38, never known to be late. Rock and roll along on time. Oh, sling that coal, hear that engine roll. Keep the signals clear tonight. Women are wine and song, I've had you too long. Gonna lose my blues tonight. I've been in town, changing my trail. It's good to see the bushland free, the moon and the stars so bright, and this old green rattler is ready to go, rolling out of town tonight. Oh, swing that call, hear that engine roll, keep the signals clear tonight. Let the smoke clouds fly as I'm saying goodbye. Gonna lose my blues tonight. I'm gonna lose my blues tonight. Thank you very much, folks.
Troy.
Appreciate it.
Big hand for Troy Casadali. Troy, thank you so much for being with us, mate. You are a champion. You always have been. Right, what a way to start off the concert. Well, right now we've got a wonderful young fellow by the name of John Smith. He hails from up where I do, somewhere up around Tumut and Adelong. And he's going to sing an appropriate song. He's going to sing Murrumbidgee Mud. Is that right, John?
That's right, mate. Yeah. Hopefully there's no more.
It's wonderful to have you here with us, mate. Big hand for John Smith. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, the firelight is dancing and it's making savage pictures on the wall. It's bringing back the memories of 30 or 50 years or more. When I was just a young man and the river boats were running like a dream, the romance of the river kept drawing me to live it wild and free. I soon became a skipper, the youngest on the river in my day. Taverns and bush shanties would draw me like a magnet to their ways. Then I met a girl named Mary, was married in those happy carefree days. Mary travelled with me and tried in vain to change my running ways. And the waters flow in and the waters flow on with the flood, and it covers the wrecks where they lay with Murrumbidgee mud. It was late down in the seas and I remember still that sad and fatal blow. The night was dark and Mary Love was sleeping in the cabin down below. Rain was fairly pouring and the river started falling from a rise. The paddle wheels were thrashing as we headed for the junction with supplies. The first mate kept on telling me to take it ever slower on the bend, but a man who's full of whiskey doesn't heed the words of warning from a friend. When suddenly the branches of a red gum tree were in the water there, we struck that snag dead center and the boat soon spouted in despair. And the waters flow in and the waters flow on with the flood, and it covers the wrecks where they lay with Murrumbidgee mud. When the daylight slowly filtered through the aching pain that lingered in my head, they had to come and tell me that Mary Love was missing and feared dead. I've drifted broken-hearted round the taverns and the shanties all my life. They knew me as the skipper who wrecked his boat and lost his loving wife. And the waters flow in and the waters flow on with the flood, and it covers the wrecks where they lay with Murrumbidgee mud. And the waters flow in and the waters flow on with the flood, and it covers the wrecks where they lay with Murrumbidgee mud. And it covers the wrecks where they lay with Murrumbidgee mud. you very much. Thank you, Peter, for having us here.
John Smith. Thank you, John. What a tale that is. Murrumbidgee Mud. That's fantastic. Well, I'm going to introduce you our fantastic band who will be here all evening. We have Rodko on bass. He keeps everything together. Claire O'Mara, making her first appearance here on the Back to the Bush Spectacular. So thank you, Claire, for coming along. We've got Doug up here, Doug Gallagher on drums. Amos Morris on electric guitar here in the front. Michelle Rose over on steel. And Laurie Minson on acoustic guitar and dobro and harp and whatever else he decides. And what a band, hey? Just top class. So thank you for that. And while I'm here, we would like to acknowledge the Kamilaroi people, custodians of this traditional land here. And we pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. Thank you. Well, we have a real treat for you now. A couple of Tamworth girls, I'm sure you will know, and they're going to sing you an earlier song. Was recorded by Tex Morton way back in the 30s, 41. Fantastic story about the drover's wife. Please welcome the Crosby sisters, Jodie and Kelly.
A drover's wife I chanced to meet, a friend of days gone by. I asked about her husband Bill, and she softly started to cry. She held her baby to her breast and slowly raised her head. Her big sad eyes looked into mine, and broken hearted she said, 6 years ago I married Bill, and oh so poor were we. I loved him as I love my life, and Bill, I know he loved me, but now he's got 600 pounds. I know he wants to part, for Bill's in love with someone else, and it's slowly breaking my heart. Bill, Bill, stick to me, Bill. Money won't alter the case. Don't leave a fond and loving wife for the sake of a new pretty face. Bill, Bill, I loved you before you came into your quits. I love you still, so Bill, dear Bill, please stick to me and the kids. I stuck to you when times were hard, when we had not a cent. I even pawned my wedding ring to pay for our bit of rent. She'll love you while the money lasts. I swear by God above that I don't want your money, Bill. All I want is your love. Bill, Bill, stick to me, Bill. Money won't alter the case. Don't leave a fond and loving wife for the sake of a new pretty face. Bill, Bill, I loved you before you came into your quits. I love you still, so Bill, dear Bill, please stick
to me and the kiss. I love you still, so Bill, dear Bill, please stick to me and the kiss. Thank you very much.
And I listen, girls. Oh, I've listened to that song for many years. That is the best version I've heard. Thank you so much for being with us. Aren't they gorgeous? And they're a wonderful job. I'd like to introduce you now to a young fellow that I've known for quite a few years. He really is one of the best bush ballad electric players in the business these days, and he's really proud of him. His name is Anthony Baxter. And I believe that you've got a single out, Anthony.
I do, yeah. Bunya Bounce, doing very well overseas in Australia, so it's, yeah, really thrilling.
Well, you've certainly come a long way, mate, and we're very proud of you. So please make him welcome, Anthony Baxter.
Thank you, Anthony. And Anthony Baxter is doing very, very well in this country music field. Well, we're going to welcome to the stage here a young brother and sister team from Victoria. They work very hard around the Tamworth Festival, and you may well have seen them around. And tonight, they're going to be doing a Joy McKean number, and Lockie's going to take the lead vocals tonight. They're going to sing Indian Pacific for you. Georgia and Lockie.
Thank you very much, Diane. It's just fantastic to be back. You know, it's been a couple of years of interruptions and all that, but we're finally back here at the Back to the Bush Spectacular, and it's just fantastic.
Yeah, we're so excited. We always love this show each time we do it, and yeah, we're just so blessed to be back here again, so we hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, we're going to sing you a song about a train. off the diesel on her ribbons of steel, carrying the memories of a nation built by hand. She's the Indian Pacific span the land. She's the pride of all railway men cross country where she flies, from the blue Pacific waters to where the mountains rise, by lakes and wide brown rivers, through the desert country dry. See the Indian Pacific passing by. The Indian Pacific, she goes rolling down the track. 5,000 miles to travel before she's there and back. Beside the line, a drover waves his battered old grey hat. Kids that catch yabbies down by the river flat, and a woman hangs her washing in the backyard near the line, as the Indian Pacific's rolling by. Whistle blowing lonely neath the Nullarbor starlight, saluting those who walk across the track she romps tonight, calling to the railway camp and the fettlers on the line. It's the Indian Pacific right on time. From the silver of the broken hill to old Kalgoorlie gold, she mirrors all the colours of a land so hard to know. And the western clouds are blooming and the air is just like mine, and the Indian Pacific's making time. Well, the Indian Pacific, she goes rolling down the track. 5,000 miles to travel before she's there and back. From the waters of the western sea to the eastern ocean sand, the Indian Pacific spans the land. Oh, the Indian Pacific spans the land. Thank you very much.
Thanks everyone, and thanks to Di and Peter for having us back up here.
Great big hand for Georgie and Lockyer. Two wonderful young people, and how good were they? Thank you so much for being with us, and they're getting bigger and taller and better every year. Good on you.
It's wonderful to see some young people following in the tradition of the bush ballad music. Bush ballads are a really important genre in the country music field. They tell stories about Australia, about our people, about our land, our history, and bush ballads paint a picture of Australia. Well, this song I'm going to do for you now, it tells about a fella who is very important in our history, and the song will tell the story. He was born and bred in sunny southern Queensland, near Warwick on the famous Darling Downs, and he made his mark in running and in cheering. He was known near and far in all the towns. Jackie Howe, what would you say? Does your spirit wander through our land today? Jackie Howe, what would you say? Does your spirit wander through our land today? Jackie Howe has earned a place in our history. Jackie Howe has earned a place in our hearts, for he represents the best that men were made of. In those shearing days, those days of horse and cart, well, he then became the world champ big gun shearer. His fame was spread across this wide brown land, and his dash and style
friend. Jackie, how, what would you say? Does your spirit wander through our land today? Jackie, how, what would you say? Does your spirit wander through our land today? Well, he's sheared by blade or with machine, no matter. An Iron Man with will to win so strong. He became an inspiration to our nation. Let's hope our youth may see where they belong. So if you're passing through that sunny town in Queensland, his monument you chance to come upon, you may remember all the good things that he stood for. Jackie Howe can sure a true Australian son. Jackie Howe, what would you say? Does your spirit wander through our land today? Jackie Howe, what would you say? Does your spirit wander through our land today? Oh, let your spirit wander through our land today.
There you go.
Ah, thank you so much. Well, I'm going to introduce the next artist, which just happens to be my husband here, Peter Simpson. His nickname is the Bush Picker, and I know a lot of you know him by that, the Bush Picker. He loves doing the acoustic style of the bush ballad guitar.
Well, thank you very much, Di, and it's really a privilege and a pleasure to be here with you all tonight. There's so many wonderful artists. Have you enjoyed the show so far? Yeah, and I think that these ballads are alive and well. As Di said, these ballads, it's so important to our culture and to the industry itself, and how lucky are we to have this band and all those wonderful artists. Well, the instrumental I like to do is one written by a very good friend of ours who's here and he'll be on the show, and that is Ernie Constance. The song is When the Currawongs Come Down from the Mountains, and that's Ernie's, his nickname is the Currawong. So I hope you enjoy this. Wonderful band's going to do it for you. Thank you so much, and thanks to you once again to our wonderful band. Thanks, mate.
Thank you, Peter Simpson, our own bush picker. Well, the next act coming up, they're a husband and wife duo. They do quite a bit of travelling and perform at many, many bush ballad festivals around the countryside. They hail from Crow's Nest in Queensland and have quite a bit to do with organising and helping out at a bush ballad festival at Thargomindah. So if you're up that way, you can go to that festival. Just look it up on the website. So here we have Jed and Trudy Hines with Lonely Old House Near a Tree, one they wrote.
Oh, thank you, Di.
Look at me, I am old and withered. No one visits me here anymore. No one walks up that vine-covered pathway. No one knocks at my old wooden door. The floorboards are splintered and broken, shattered glass in the old window pane.
The roof and the chimney have fallen. Nothing keeps out the wind and the rain.
These rooms that were once filled with laughter from the children of those happy times.
No more cradles will rock in the hallway to the echoes of soft lullabies.
The piano still sits in the corner. The keys are all faded and worn.
And the sadness of a mother's heart grieving for a son not returned from the war. Look at me, I am old and withered, just a shell of what I used to be. Once a mansion for families together, now a lonely old house near a tree. Look at me.
You know, we've all stopped and looked at these old relics from the past
Just a shell
and wondered at what these old walls have seen.
once a mansion.
Now just forgotten old landmarks in history.
Now
Just
a
alone.
house near a tree. Once a mansion for families together. Now a lonely old house near a tree. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you to the wonderful band.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And these couple have been touring around Queensland, picking up a storm, haven't you, mate? Yeah, you're not going to talk to me tonight. Right now, I said before when I was playing that instrumental, the fellow who wrote that was a fellow up the snow by the name of Ernie Constant. Now, Ernie is really a true bush ballad legend. Ernie's written over 20 songs that Slim had recorded. He's a wonderful artist himself. He's a wonderful friend, and he...
Oh, thank goodness.
He's responsible for getting us fed with a lot of mutton because he's got a sheep property up in the Snowy Mountains. So welcome, Ernie, and it's wonderful to have you here with us, mate. Big hand for Ernie Constance, ladies and gentlemen.
I may never be a kidman, and I'll never be a slim.
against the tide, but I'm here to tell the story. Yes, and I've enjoyed the ride. Old Ernie wants to sing, they laugh. He wants to be a star. Can't hold a single note, they scoff. Can't even play guitar. Well, the more they ridiculed me, the more by hell I tried. It just makes you more determined as you swim against the tide. And they said you'll never make it on that rough block in the bush. So I put my shoulder to the wheel and I began to push. I had crisis, droughts and fires, oh, I took them in my stride, and floods as well along the way as I swam against the tide. Now past a gate my stock trucks rattle, with cattle loaded full, with sheep and lambs for slaughter, plus semi-loads of wool. And my boundary fence now stretches miles along the mountainside to testify the long years spent swimming hard against the tide. Now there's some swim with the current, just simply drift along. And there's some bail out and head for shore when the current gets too strong. Well, I'm not a man to call it quits, too full of stubborn pride. So I'll stick around till Judgment Day and swim against the tide. May never be a kidman, and I'll never be a slim. But I dived in the water and I learned how to swim. And they said you'll never make it as I swam against the tide. But I'm here to tell the story, yes, and I've enjoyed the ride. And they said you'll never make it as I swam against the tide. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the band. Big hand for them.
Ernie Constance, everyone, and Ernie certainly did show them. He swam against the tide, all right. Well, coming up next, we have another husband and wife duo. They've travelled with and toured with Chad Morgan OAM, for about 12 years. So you will have seen them in a lot of places. They now live down in Wodonga, Victoria, so Wodonga's very lucky. And we had them here on the show last year, and they're back again tonight with one of their own songs called No Reply. Ian and Glenys, the Mewers.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here.
A little less guitar in fold. Just a little. Bring the guitar back a little in the fold. Be good.
Last time we
That's
were all
fine.
freezing.
And this year, look at us.
Yes, we need a swimming pool, don't we?
But the best thing about last year was it was dark and we couldn't see there was 1,000 people out there.
Now it's
Or
scary.
two. We're going to sing a song that Glenys wrote a few years ago when it was relevant and all about the drought. And it seems a bit irrelevant with all the floods we've been having this year. But this is a song that we wrote about the drought when it was really bad. Body aching from a restless sleep. Another day and no crops to reap. Dusty circles hanging in the air. Willie's going nowhere. Empty eyes look around to see nothing left of what used to be. there's no reply. Nothing more that he can do. This old farm needs a miracle or two. He's done his best to pull it through. Now his heart is broken and his spirit too. Doesn't have the heart for one more try, and no one hears his soulful cry. Looking to the heavens and is asking why. Wasted tears, there's no reply. Voices ringing in his head, memories, words unsaid. Only one answer he can see. The 303 that sits across his knee. Doesn't have the heart for one more try, and no one hears his soulful cry. Looking to the heavens and is asking why. Wasted tears, there's no reply. There's no reply. There's no reply. Thanks, guys. Fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you somewhere else. We're the Mewers.
The Mewers, everyone. Thank you so much. Their own song there, No Reply. Well, now we have a trio of fellas coming out for you. One fella flew over from Perth. One fella drove down from Broome all the way to be here at the festival. And the other fella came up from Victoria. So we have Terry Bennett's down there from Perth, Evan Plashinda from Victoria, and Ginger Cox here, who plays a great lead guitar, I must say. And together, they are the Band of Mates, with their own song, Sons of Australia.
Well, g'day, folks. Geez, what a crowd, eh? Beautiful. Looks like everyone knows what type of music they really love, don't they? We're going to sing a song that we all write a verse each. That's right. And we wrote a verse about where we grew up. Ginger up in the Kimberley, me down the southwest of West Australia, and Evan from the Gippsland area. So, and we just called our song Sons of Australia.
I'm the man from the Kimberleys, and I rode those red soil plains. Spent my life as a ringer, steady hands upon the rain. I'm a hunter, I'm a fisherman, and I live the white man's way. We now live and work together, we're all Australians today.
I'm the man of the far southwest, where we're told to stand. I'm a logger, bus cut saw in hand. I'm a settler on the land. I'm a whaler on the open sea, a truckie on a dirt highway. From every nation did I come, but all Australian today.
Sons of Australia, that's who we are. Every race and fellow will sleep tonight beneath those southern stars. 200 years and more of change we see along the way. Are we all Australian today? I'm a man from the Gippsland region, where the mountain rivers run. I'm on Golding Walhalla, that we measured by the ton. I dredged the coal, I grazed cattle up in the high country. We came from every walk of life in Australia. Sons of Australia, that's who we are. Every race and colour will sleep tonight beneath those sun stars. 200 years and more a chain we've seen along the way. But we're all Australian today. Sons of Australia, that's who we are. Every race and colour will sleep tonight beneath those southern stars. 200 years and more a change we've seen along the way. But we're all Australian today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Band of Mates. Thank you, Terry, Evan and Ginger Cox. Well, we're going to have a little change of pace here. Band's going to have a little bit of a break while we bring out the next artist. You know, here in Tamworth, there's so many things to go out and see. There are so many shows, as you all know, and artists. You certainly have just an extravaganza of entertainment for this festival, which is fantastic. And if you're looking for something else to do, why not go down and have a look at the Hands of Fame down there in Cable Avenue. You can also go to the Country Music Hall of Fame and look at memorabilia from our early pioneer artists right through to today's artists. And also just down here at the park, they have the Walkway of Honour with a bronze busts are. Well, coming on the stage now, we have a fella making his first appearance at the festival. He's here every year, but first year we've had him on the Back to the Bush Spectacular. He's going to be accompanied by Peter Simpson on guitar here. So would you please put your hands together to welcome Chad Morgan Jr. Oh, but I must tell you first, about the song. This song was actually written by a special mate of Chad Morgan's and all of ours. It was written by Trevor Day, and it was written for Chad here, and it's called The Ballad of Ned Kelly and Chad Morgan.
In a land they call down under, this island by the sea, where the people are fairly nickel, and it's a wondrous place to be. Sunny hills and snowy mountains, and the weather mostly nice. You can love the life you're living in Mother Nature's paradise. Well, there's lots of famous Aussies who lead technology. There's masters of achievement, and we're proud of them, you see. But the two most famous Aussies that have ever walked our streets are a bloke they call Ned Kelly and the chick of Scrubbing Creek. Well, Ned went round stealing horses, he took them away to ride. Chad went round stealing hearts and wives, I'll leave you to decide. Well, they both have a touch of devil, and I guess that would explain why they're two famous Aussie icons, and we won't see their likes again. Well, there's lots of famous Aussies that lead technology. There's masters of achievement, and we're proud of them, you see. but the two most famous Aussies that have ever walked our streets are a bloke they call Ned Kelly and the chick of Scrubby Creek. Yeah, a bloke they call Ned Kelly and the chick of Scrubby Creek. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chad Morgan Jr., everyone. And Trevor Day was certainly a wonderful writer. The Ballad of Ned Kelly and Chad Morgan. Goodness. Well, thank you so much. Now we do have a legend coming to the stage. Chad Morgan, Senior, OAM. You know, Chad has been in the entertainment industry for a good 70 years. Give him a big hand for that. 70 years, that really is such an achievement. And for performing, he's just been all those years. He probably holds the world record, actually, for performing over 70 years. And just while he's getting comfortable there, the Sheik of Scrubby Creek, everybody, Chad Morgan. A big hand.
Thank you very much, thanks, Di. Well, we've only got, pardon me, we've only got one song to do, so, I won't do a AO one. I'll just do one that, it's not really a song, it's more to me, it's a riddle. And it's hard enough for me to remember the words of it, so see if you can unravel it. That's if I croak my way through it. It's called I'm My Own Grandpa. Many, many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair red. My father fell in love with her and soon the pair were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law and changed my very life. My daughter was my mother 'cause she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. My little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad. So became my uncle, though it made me very sad. For if he was my uncle, that also made him brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It seems funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. My father's wife then had a son who kept him on the run. He became my grandchild, for he was my daughter's son. My wife's now my mother's mother, and it makes me blue, for even though she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. Now if my wife is my grandma, then I am her grandchild. Every time I think of this, it nearly drives me wild. But now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my grandma, I'm my own grandpa. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It seems funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa.
Well, how can you possibly beat that? And I think that... what about a big round of applause for one of the legends of Australia, a treasure, Chad Morgan. Thank you, Chad. And now we have a real treat for you as well. We have Peter Code and the Code family with Tim Hermel. Now, Pete happens to be the president of the Bush Ballad Association, and as soon as he gets plugged in there, I might get Pete just to say a few words to you and tell you what the association does and invite you to join it. Pete, would you like to say a couple of words about the association?
Oh, yes, thank you, Pete, for having us here today. And yes, the Balladeers Association, we've got 22, 23 years behind us now, and we've run the Balladeers Homestead up there on 328 Gunnaganoo Road. We've been running 2 shows a week there, and you know, fantastic support from all you people out there. It's been a great festival for us, very positive, and very appreciative audiences out there. But we also put a magazine together, a quarterly magazine which tells you all about the new releases, the festivals, club news from all around Australia. So just look up the Australian Bush Balladeers Association on your website there, and you get a whole lot of news of how we do and how much we try to nurture, preserve and present the Australian Bush Ballad.
Yeah, they certainly work very hard. A big hand for the Bush Ballad Association and Peter, the president, Peter Code, OAM. And look, these people are some of the wonderful musicians. I reckon they're the best musicians in Australia, bar none.
Thank you, Peter.
That's all right. I've seen them in operation. So a big hand for the Code family. Where they go?
Here's one of our own songs. This song was inspired. Every song's got inspiration, and it came from an old bloke in a hotel bar up there in Oakey in Queensland, and he was an old chap I'd known from out in the Diamantina country, and I said, "Hey, mate, you're a long way from home." He said, "Oh, well, the kids said I've got to come and live in town because, you know, I'm too old to be way out there in the Diamantina country." And the words that inspired this song were when he said to me, "You know, Pete," he said, "if only I was young, I'd be back out there again." So here's the song. Well, I met him at the Western Line Hotel. Old bushman Harry Martin I knew well. His home, Baduri Shire, from Oakey, now retired. And from his words this story now I tell. If only I was young, I'd go back. In my heart I know I never can do that. I've lost the battle with the years, so please excuse my tears. If only I was young, I'd go back. Now on Watercourse the grass is stirrup high, where Queensland rivers run out miles wide. We would travel the stock from the stations in the Gulf and fatten market cattle in a month. If only I was young, I'd go back. In my heart I know I never can do that. I've lost the battle with the years, so please excuse my tears. If only I was young, I'd go back. Only what? Now his trembling fingers roll a cigarette, and I left him with a big mob on the track. All left in life is dreams, but I know what he means. If only I was young, I'd go back. If only I was young, I'd go back. In my heart I know I never can do that. I've lost the battle with the years, so please excuse my tears. If only I was young, I'd go back. Yes, if only I was young, I'd go back.
Oh, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
If
you
only
very
I
much.
was young, I'd go back.
One of Peter's own songs there.
I would too.
This next song is one entitled A Kyogle Yodel. And this is one of our own compositions, and it goes back away from on our Code Sisters albums. So we'll do it for you tonight. If we've got anyone from Kyogle, the casino area, you'll be able to relate to this. So woohoo! Here we go. Way up around the line, across the wooden bone, the mighty mountains echo this yodel and song. Casino to Lismore, joining everyone. The Kyogle yodel, yodel along. The Kyogle yodel from Kyogle town echoes through the valleys and the mountains all around. If you like the yodel, the best that I found is the Kyogle yodel from Kyogle town. The Kyogle yodel, yodel dee yodel dee yodel dee. The Kyogle yodel, yodel dee yodel dee. So if you ever travel up Kyogle Way, taking in the scenery, stop and say good day. You will hear the yodel every time you say, I went to Kyogle and Kyogle I stayed. The Kyogle yodel from Kyogle town echoes through the valleys and the mountains all around. If you like the yodel, the best that I found is the Kyogle yodel from Kyogle town. The Kyogle yodel, yodel dee yodel dee yodel dee. The Kyogle yodel, yodel dee yodel dee. Thanks very much, everyone. Enjoy the festival. Thank you. Thank you.
What did I tell you? Big, big hand for the Code family. Peter Code and the Code Sisters with Jim Hurl. Thank you, my friends. And now we have another treat for you, a very, very talented man indeed, Mr. Gary Fogarty. Gary's a bush poet of role and renown. He's renowned throughout the industry, and I'll tell you what, he'll tell you a good poem. The only trouble with these bush poets, we've got to get them off, you know, they're too popular. How you going, Gary?
Good on you, Pete. Thanks very much for having me.
Thank you. Big hand for Mr. Gary Fogarty. Thank you.
Thank you. I was lucky enough to spend many years working with my father in the Australian bush, turning our hands to all those sort of jobs like fencing, yard building, breaking in horses, shoeing horses, mustering cattle, all those things that by necessity when you work in the bush you've got to be able to turn your hands to. Unfortunately, I lost my dad at 66 years of age to cancer, but I have thought about him every day since. And when I think about my dad, the first image that pops into my head are his hands. They were a workman's hands. They had calluses and blisters, ground in dirt. They had busted, broken and blackened fingernails. They had barbed wire cuts all over them. They were a bushman's hands, a father's hands. I've seen them swing a kelly, felling iron bark in the scrub. I've seen them wrapped around a schooner in a quiet outback pub. I've seen them smoothly guide the handpiece down the whipping side again. Seen them unwrap a Beck's powder to help block out the pain. I've seen the calluses and blisters from the shovel and the bar. I've seen their vice-like grip make child's play of opening up a jar. I've seen them guide a stock horse gently with a light touch on the rein. Seen them fiercely ply the stock whip, wheeling weaners on the plain. And I've seen them carving loin chops from the carcass of a sheep. Seen them lift a sleeping child, gently tuck him into sleep. Seen them loading bales of lucerne as the summer sun bit hard. Seen them nimbly work the drafting gates down at the cattle yards. And I've seen them hit like hammers in a boxing ring or two. And I've seen them use a rifle when his country asked him to. I've seen those hands extended to a stranger out of luck. Seen them offer his last dollar when he thought a mate was stuck. And I've seen them roll a quirly from an old log cabin tin. I've seen them boil up the billy as a whole new day begins. And I've felt them on my shoulder when I've lost and when I've won. Felt the comfort of those fathers' hands wrapped around his son. Thank you.
Gary Fogarty, everybody. Gary, certainly, he's a great bush poet. He travels a lot of Australia. He's very well known as a compere and doing bush poetry at so many festivals around the country. He really is great. And actually, I'm pretty sure that several years ago, he travelled to America and won a world title for his field of entertaining with bush poetry. So give him a hand. I mean, a world title from America. It was fantastic. Well, now it's my great pleasure to introduce a lady, and I just love her voice. She's from Tamworth here, and if you live here in Tamworth, you'll probably see her regularly performing at different venues around the town. Please welcome Lynette Guest. I can tell you many years, well, no, I won't say many years ago, but in the early days of the Golden Guitars, Lynette was one of a trio of young ladies who used to regularly sing on all the Golden Guitar events. And as you'll see, she has a beautiful voice. So, Lynette Guest from Tamworth.
Thanks very much, Diane. Hello, everybody. Here's a song called Silver Wings. I'm feeling sad and lonely. I never felt so blue, singing my own lullaby, my farewell song to you. I watch those shining silver wings go fading out of sight. They leave behind the troubled mind and a broken heart tonight. Silver wings, oh silver wings, have flown my love away, far across the mountain range.
What a lovely, sweet voice you have.
Thanks
I wanted to
very
do
much,
that, Jodel.
everyone. Thanks.
Don't go away there. We want to talk to you for a while.
Oh, and thank you, Laurie. That beautiful bit of guitar work there.
Good on you, Laurie.
Well, we have a special little presentation today. We would like to invite Lynette's husband, Rodney Walker, to come out to the stage.
During the course of these festivals, there's just so many people to do so much hard work, and sometimes their efforts don't get recognised for what they do. But Rodney has been here since day dot. He's been going up and down the street as a clown, as a...
Yes, I'll show you the photo. I'll take this one. During the festival, Rodney has been here for many, many years, and you may remember Rodney as Tamworth's famous one-man band. You'd see him in his clown outfit and his one-man band up and down the streets and entertaining everybody. It was just wonderful.
Brought joy to thousands and thousands of children and adults, and we really appreciate you, Rodney.
We do, Rodney.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the presentation and all the fans out there. So thanks very much for enjoying Rodney, the one-man band and the clown. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Diane.
Well,
and
Rodney,
Peter.
we have this for you. A great photo there.
There's the
Rodney.
clown, eh? What do you reckon about that, eh?
I can see the likeness.
Yeah.
And not only that, Rod, but you've got this one here too. And on behalf of Diane and myself, all the Back to the Bush team, we really appreciate you, mate, and congratulate you on all the hard work you've done for the community and for the festival.
It's indebted for
Thank
all
you
his
very
dedication.
much. Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
Australia.
Rodney.
Thank you.
Well, now we have a group of fellas coming out to entertain you. You will know them as, well, we have Terry Gordon, OAM, Reg Poole, OAM, and Owen Blundell. And I tell you what, they are really, really well known. They have won so many awards and accolades over the years that you'll know them as very, very well. And they are called the Gun Barrel Highwaymen. They've been together almost 40 years. First got together, met here at the Tamworth Workers Club almost 40 years ago. So put your hands together, the Gun Barrel Highwaymen.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
They say our music's having a revival. They say the country's on the climb. But I say, what the hell are they talking about? Country has been here all the time.
There's a lot more people now than then, but they like country music after all. Now there's dollar signs alongside country music. There's cowboy boots and hats for one and all. They say our music's middle of the road now. They say they're sick and tired of all this noise. I suppose our music wheel has turned full circle. Our ballads and our stories now enjoy.
Yeah, they say our music's having a revival. They say the country's on the climb. But I say, what the hell are they talking about? Country has been here all the time.
Now when rock and roll came out, it just took over. A lot of music just went underground. But somehow rock got tangled up with country. But country music gathered to the sound. They say they've got a brand new style of music. They say they've found a brand new country sound. But there's nothing new about our style of music. It's just that country music's come to town.
Yeah, they say our music's having a revival. They say the country's on the climb. But I say, what the hell are they talking about? Country has been here all the time. Well, you've done me wrong, but it won't be long. Yeah, my blues are out of sight, and that big green engine's ready to go, rolling out of town tonight. Oh, sling that coal and hear that engine roll. Keep the signals clear tonight. Women, wine and song, I've had you too long. I'm gonna lose my blues tonight.
Will the circle be unbroken? By and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I was standing by my window on a cold and cloudy day when I saw her hearse waiting, gonna carry my mother away. Will the circle be unbroken? By and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Oh, let me sing you a song about Australia, from the highlands right down to the sea, from the lakes and the plains and the mountains. It's Australia all over for me. From the view of Mount Morning we're standing to Coffs Harbour in the big banana land. Yes, people come down from the inland to the coast with the wide silver sand. From Lismore to Lithgow I've travelled, and the towns in Victoria they're fine. Been to that beautiful place called the Alice, and the dog on the Gundagai line. From the wildflower state of Western Australia, on to Darwin and old Fanny Bay. Yes, people come down from the inland to the coast, that's really long to stay. Now there's Toowoomba, Taralga and Tamworth, Tasmania's beauty I've seen. Those sweet sugar cane fields of Queensland and the green hills around Benavie. But when your wandering days are over and I ask you where you would sooner stay, oh, you'll just settle down in Victoria in a pretty spot round Bendigo Way.
Have we got some people in from Bendigo?
Yeah, mate, you.
Oh, God, so it is. I'm feeling sad and lonely. I'm longing for my pony and to swing in the saddle once again. Hear the old chuck wagon rattle as we ride that herd of cattle far across those rolling plains. I come down to the city where the girls are very pretty. I got run down by taxis, trams and trains. I caught a train next morning back to the land that I was born in, back to those rolling plains.
It's a world of laughter, a world of tears, a world of hope and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time we're aware. It's a small world after all. Yes, it's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all.
When I come down at showtime, I took it in my head to try and ride an outlaw by the name of Rocky Ned. I saw him in the stable, I saw him being fed. I heard the cowboys singing, and this is what he said. Oh, ki-yi, yippee, yippee, yay. Hey there, hold his head.
Many have tried, but none can ride that outlaw Rocky Ned.
Now he let me get astride him, he trembled like a leaf. And before I knew it, the sky was underneath. He put his feet together, he spun and then he rose. Then he threw his head back and he busted in me nose. Oh, ki-yi-yi-yi-yi-yay, hey there, hold his head. Many have tried, but none can ride that outlaw Rocky Ned. There's an old-fashioned country way of singing. There's an old country way to greet a friend. I'm shaking up the shackles of this big town, and I'm heading back to Bendigo again. There's an old-fashioned country way of playing songs that are truthful and worthwhile, songs of the life we live together, and I mean to say we call it country style. Well, you seem to think that 65 is just a little too old now. Yep. Baby, I'm not ready yet to be put out in the cold now. There's plenty of young girls waiting for my love. Honey, they won't refuse it. You know, the older the violin, the sweeter the music. And I can play a symphony of love, like 1,000 violins singing from above. You're gonna really miss my love on one day when you lose it. You know, the older the violin, the sweeter the music. Now these specks of grey that's in my hair make me look distinguished. 'Cause baby, I'm not over the hill, honey, I'm not extinguished. There's plenty of young girls waiting for my love, honey, they won't refuse it. You know, the older the violin, the sweeter the music. And I can play a symphony of love, like 1,000 violins singing from above. You're gonna really miss my lovin' one day when you lose it. You know, the older the violin, the sweeter the music.
Well, I'll take my guitar for a ride out there where the plains are wide, and I know where I'm going right or wrong. I'm headed for a spot out there, my pony knows he's headed there, to my rockin' over river home. Rockin' over, oh rockin' over, I'll be singing with the river rising right. Rockin' over, oh rockin' over, only crystal waters down the mountainside. Yes, dear old Rocky, I'm coming. Yeah, my old guitar is strumming, singing as I'm riding all along. I never thought I'd see the day I'd wander quite so far away from my rockin' over river home. Rockin' over, oh rockin' over, I'll be singing with the river as we ride. Rockin' over, oh rockin' over, only crystal waters down the mountainside.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys and baldy-headed babies. Welcome to our part of tonight's concert in the park with Reg Poole on Blundell, myself, Terry Gordon. Oh, we are the gun barrel highwaymen. All over Australia we travel, playing our country wherever we go, over bitumen, muddy tracks and gravel. We hope you like the show. If you don't, let us know. Goodbye from the Gun Barrel Highwaymen Show. Yes, goodbye from the Gun Barrel Highwaymen Show.
The Gun Barrel Highwaymen with Rob Walters here on bass.
Thank you.
Just stay where you are, fellas. I think the guy wants to talk to you. How good are they? Another big cheer for them. They are Scallywags of the first course.
If you see them in your area, be sure to go and watch their whole show. They are fantastic. But I have a to pass on a little sad news. Very recently, we lost one of our earlier country music artists, and that was Slim Newton. Slim was, as I said, one of our earlier country music artists. Way back in 1956, he travelled with the Gill Brothers rodeo show, singing his songs, and he's been a country music artist ever since then, right up to just quite recently, actually. I really couldn't tell you all of Slim's achievements, his accolades, everything he'd achieved in his life. But it's worthy to note, he is on the Roller Renown. 2009, he's on the Roller Renown, and that is a great honour for a country music artist. He's also in the Hands of Fame, and his song that you will know very well, it achieved gold record status. So the Gun Barrel people, the fellas here tonight, are going to play a tribute to Slim Redback Newton. They're going to sing for you Redback on the Toilet Seat for Slim Newton. Thanks, fellas.
There was a redback on the toilet seat when I was there last night. I didn't see him in the dark, but boy, I felt his bite. I jumped high up into the air, and when I hit the ground, that crafty redback spider wasn't nowhere to be found. So I raced into the missus, told her just where I'd been bit, and she grabbed the cutthroat razor blade and I nearly took a fit. I said, just forget what's on your mind and call the doctor, please, 'cause I've got a feeling that your cure is worse than the disease. There was a redback on the toilet seat when I was there last night. I didn't see him in the dark, but boy, I felt his bite. And now I'm here in hospital, a sad and sorry sight, and I cursed the redback spider on the toilet seat last night. Well, I can't lay down and I can't sit up, and I don't know what to do, and all the nurses think it's funny, but that's not my point of view. I'll tell you it's embarrassing, and that's to say the least, that I'm too sick to eat or fight. Well, that spider had a feast. So when I get back home again, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make that redback suffer for the pain I'm going through. I've had so many needles that I'm looking like a sick, and I promise you that spider hasn't very long to live. There was a redback on the toilet seat when I was there last night. I didn't see him in the dark, and boy, I felt his bite. And now I'm here in hospital, a sad and sorry sight, and I cursed the redback spider on the toilet seat last night.
Yeah, rest in
Thank
peace,
you
old
once
mate.
again.
Thank you.
Thanks, fellas. That was
Thanks,
wonderful.
everybody.
And of course, Slim will be sadly missed. Well, right now, I'd like to say that Diane and myself, we work very hard and with a lot of other people to encourage younger artists to this genre. And right now we have a lovely young lady by the name... just one moment.
Hi, Tamworth.
Amy Ryan. And Amy, we met up at Capella a few years ago, and we thought, what a talent. And I'm so glad you're with us here tonight, Amy. You're 13-year-old and heaps of potential. Please give her a big hand. Amy Ryan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Diane and Peter for joining me up on the stage. This is the first time I've ever been up here, and I've dreamt for so long to come up here, and it's so amazing, so really appreciate it. And so this is a song that I've written. I co-wrote it with Peter Smokey Dawson. And it's something about that we both love, which is horse riding. And it's about going on an early morning horse ride and being back before anyone even knows you're gone. Race out to the stables just for fun. Startle off the rail as a storm, and I'll be back before you know I've gone. As I ride the steam along the breeze,
into the early morning sky. Stormbirds calling out the morning. There's nothing like this feeling I'm alive. I'm alive as I the cricket tree standing by the wind's wing. I'll go where it's turn ahead for home. Saddle off thrill as it's dawn. I'll be back before you know I've gone. I'm high in the saddle as I'm riding, looking into the early morning sky. Stormbirds calling out the morning. There's nothing like this feeling I'm alive. I'm alive as I ride, as I ride. Hey. As I ride. Thank you so much, everyone. Hope you guys have a lovely Tamworth.
Thank you, Amy. Amy Ryan, everyone. We're really pleased that she's coming along and singing some bush ballads. Thank you so much, Amy. Well, a little while ago, last year, we lost another one of our very well-known and well-loved bush balladeer artists, and that was Keith Jamieson, OAM. I know a lot of you will know Keith and remember him for his great bush ballads. He travelled Australia extensively, many times, with his family, taking the music around. He has several recordings to his credit and many, many songs that he wrote, including a gold guitar for one of his songs. You know, Keith was so passionate about bush ballads. He was very well loved and admired, and he always loved to help the younger ones coming along too. So Keith will be very well represented here tonight by his partner Alicia Smith and their daughter Caitlin Jane Jamieson. Alicia's, yeah, give them a hand. They're keeping the music alive. We love you girls. Alicia's going to start off with a great guitar instrumental, Capella Rodeo.
Thanks, Di. It's great to be back here again and on this stage with this wonderful band. This is Jamo's, the first song that he wrote and recorded. It's probably not one of his most well-known ones, but he wrote this one, I think it was 1978 or 9, and all about the Capella Rodeo. Thank you very much. It's really lovely to be here tonight to pay tribute to Keith, or Gemmo as everyone knew him, and we're actually having a memorial concert on this Friday at the Southside Uniting Church Hall from 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's straight opposite the Big Gold Guitar, if anyone would like to come along. We've got some really great artists, a lot of our good friends from the country music industry. We've got Brownie, Anne Kirkpatrick, Pooley, Chad. The list goes on. There's probably 20 artists or something. So that's 5 o'clock on Friday. So we'll get Caitlin to sing a song. She'll tell you all about it. It's a special song that Gemmo sang.
Alrighty, well this is probably one of Dad's most well-known songs, though he didn't write it. It was written by Tony McKenna, but got requested a lot, and he actually released it at the same time as Tony McKenna. They did a joint release, and it's called One Tree Plain. Have you ever seen a sunset lost forever? Have you ever bought a billy on a fire for a cup of tea? Have you ever breathed air that's free of smoke? You ever seen a drover working his dog? Close your eyes, come with me. Have you ever seen a wedge-tail way up high, carving lazy circles in the summer sky? Have you ever felt the sun fall on your back as you walk along a dusty outback track? Close your eyes, come with me. I was born on the One Tree Plain, where the saltbush grows and it never rains, but the air is clear where the wedge-tail fly in a clear blue sky across the One Tree Plain. Have you ever heard a magpie greet the morning? Have you ever seen a plane stretch as far as your eyes can see? Have you ever taught a worm to swim in a creek? Have you ever left the stubble on your chin for a week? Close your eyes, come with me. I was born on the One Tree Plain, where the saltbush
just the one tree play.
Give them a big hand.
Thank you, and thanks to this wonderful band. They're just awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia Smith and Caitlin Jamison. Girls, I really, really loved that. You've done Keith proud. Thank you.
That was just awesome. Absolutely awesome. And
Absolutely.
Did we travel around the country with these lovely people when that beautiful girl was about 2-year-old?
Thank you. You know, Pete and I travelled with Keith, Alicia and Caitlin when she was 2 years old, and she's born to do music, don't you think? She certainly is. A great job, yeah. Multi-talented, multi-instrumentalist. I might mention too that Caitlin played, I think it was probably this morning or yesterday, the Brian Letton concert at the Capitol Theatre. She played fiddle in the band, and it went just great. Well, while this band's setting up, I might tell them a little bit more about ABBA. When Peter Code was on earlier, that's the Australian Bush Balladeer Association. We're all members of ABBA and promote bush ballads. It's a great association. You can easily become a member. It's very affordable. And the website, why not go on the website, have a look. You can see where all the artists are playing. You can see what festivals are coming up. And that's really important for those travelling with the caravans and RVs. There's festivals, bush ballad, country music festivals all over Australia. And that's one place you can find out all about them. You can even join, and then you get a quarterly, beautiful coloured magazine. So that's the Australian Bush Balladeer Association.
And talking about finding you some new talent and younger ones, we've got a very, very important and exciting announcement a little bit later on in the program about a project that I'm sure that you'll all be very happy about.
That is right. Well, looks like this next group, this is the LBS Showground, right from here in Tamworth, featuring Lindsay Butler over here, OAM, Shazza Lee, a songmaker extraordinaire, Peggy Gilchrist on keyboard. So please put your hands together for Shazza Lee.
Ashley.
She lived on an isolated track. Her inspiration died a short time back. Alone but not afraid, the woman cried as she held a newborn baby to her side. She gave birth the last week of December. The monsoon's really raging in that year. Innocence the child would not remember the words his mother whispered in his ear. As the saying goes, you are your father's son. You follow in the footsteps of the man you'll become. To look back through the years and know you've won. There's no doubt, my lad, you are your father's son. The young lad grew and learned the way of stock. Bred cattle on a distant northern block. And in time he owned the very best of land. A humble and extremely wealthy man. Suddenly the loss of some
someone close, that aging woman that he loved the most. As he bowed his head, wiped away the tears, these words were ringing softly in his ears. As the saying goes, you are your father's son. You follow in the footsteps of the man you'll become. To look back through the years and know you've won. There's no doubt, my lad, you are your father's son. Yes, as the saying goes, you are your father's son. You follow in the footsteps of the man you become. To look back through the years and know you've won. There's no doubt, my lad, you are your father's son. Thank you so much, Tamworth, and it's lovely to have so many visitors here with us tonight. Once again, we've enjoyed a really wonderful festival, and living in this town, there's nothing that warms our heart more than to see so many of you come here and join us for this wonderful celebration. All of us are local, and we've certainly travelled this country for many, many years. And that was a song that I wrote with Ben Jacobs, and one of my favourites, probably out of the over 300 that I have written. I'd like to introduce you now to a gentleman that I've had the pleasure of standing beside on stage now for over 35 years. And this year he celebrates his 50th anniversary as a recording artist. And he recorded back in this town all that time ago. He was the very first solo instrumental album to be released in Australia in country music. And he's gone on to release 35 albums over those 50 years. And we do have a new album coming out very soon to actually celebrate that milestone. So would you make welcome here tonight the master of country guitar, Lindsay Butler.
Thank you very much. Wonderful to be here. This is always a highlight of the festival with Pete and Di and the amount of work they put into it. Fantastic. Anyway, I always manage to play a Slim Dusty song on this night. It's a very special night for me as well. And tonight I'm going to feature a bloke that plays a beautiful harp and does a lot of work here for us in Tamworth, and that's Laurie Manson. Back in 1976, I recorded this as an instrumental, and it was Laurie's dad who played the harp on that one. So it's called Saddle Boy. Here we go.
Australian living legend, Lindsay Butler. And we're going to move on to the final member of our touring party now. And he's travelled with Lindsay and I for over 20 years. And during his career, he has released 7 hugely successful country albums and a DVD. And he's certainly amongst the very finest Australian bush balladeers. One of the nicest blokes, if not the nicest bloke in Australian country music. Please welcome Ashley Cook.
Hey, thank you very much, Jazz. How yous all going? That's good. Well, this song I'd like to do for you, it's actually coming out on the new album that'll be out in a couple of weeks. And on our boundary of our cattle property back home in central Queensland at Thangool there's a mountain there on the boundary. And it's a core of a volcano. And the Gangaloo people have a fair bit to do with it. So it's simply called Mount Scoria. This one's for Scotty, Ashton and Ryan. Here we go. Soar above and look down from on high. Kangaroos and emus share the water holes nearby. When curlews take to dancing, the dogs all start to growl. And after dark on moonlit nights, you hear the dingoes howl. Standing watch over my cultivated plains, we've both seen the harsh effects of drought and flooding rains. Shaded by the brigalow and silver leaf vine bark, your beauty is a picture to behold just on dark. Ooh, Mount Scoria, where ghosts of the Gangaloo run free. Ooh, Mount Scoria, your land is home to me. Hey. Sitting in the evening to watch the setting sun brings comfort in just knowing generations to come will revel in your majesty up in the sunburnt sky. I know I've found my homeland until the day I die. Ooh, Mount Scoria, where ghosts of the Gangaloo run free. Ooh, Mount Scoria, your land is home to me. Ooh, Mount Scoria, where ghosts of the Gangaloo run free. Ooh, Mount Scoria.
yes, your land is home to me. Thank you very much. We'll catch you later. Thank you.
Thank you to the LBS Show Band featuring Lindsay Butler, Shazza Lee, Ashley Cook and Peggy Gilchrist. They have quite a few shows here at Tamworth, and I know that quite a few of you will be out there and will have seen their fantastic shows. They really support bush ballad music. That's what they're all about. Thanks, folks. Well, now I'm going to introduce another Tamworth lady who's been able to come along to all our Back to the Bush spectacular shows here in the park. If you've only just tuned in, streaming online, we call this the Back to the Bush Spectacular, and we feature all Australian bush ballads. So I hope you're all enjoying it. As I said, this lady hails from Tamworth, very well known, and a hard worker, Lorraine Fitzner. She's been involved in so many things here in Tamworth, helping to create the Country Music Festival. And tonight she's going to sing a song for us, and I do get it mixed up. I'm not sure if it's Spice is the variety of life or variety is the spice of life.
Spice is the variety of life.
Spice is, thank you. Oh, well, Lorraine Fitzner.
Oh, I wish that I could hug and kiss with nothing else to do. Oh, I wish that I could simply spend my whole life loving you. Oh, I wish that all the other things would simply fade away. With every wish, an aching thought comes up and seems to say a little bit of love and a little bit of fun and a little bit of really a little bit of moon and a little bit of sun makes the days go by. A little bit of pain and a little bit of joy and a little bit of dark despair. A little kitty girl and a little bunny boy makes a pigeon pair. A little bit of day and a little bit of night and a little bit of time to time. A little bit of work and a little bit of play rides the spice of life. Now when the world was only young and Adam was a boy, he didn't have much life to live and longed for a wife. And when he came into his wife, he met his heart alone. A little bit of love and a little bit of fun and a little bit of in the eye. A little bit of moon and a little bit of sun makes the days go by. A little bit of pain and a little bit of joy and a little bit of dark despair. A little kitty girl and a little bunny boy makes a pigeon pair. A little bit of day and a little bit of night and a little bit of toil and strife. A little bit of work and a little bit of play rise the spice of life. Yes, a little bit of work and a little bit of play rise the spice of life. Thank you.
Lorraine Fitzner, everyone. Thank you, Lorraine. Little bit of spice there. Thank you. Well, my pleasure now to introduce a lady to you, making her first appearance here on the Back to the Bush Spectacular. She hails from Bairnsdale, down in Victoria. Oh!
Hey, got a cheer squad down there.
Bairnsdale? Victoria? Yeah, fantastic. How about Queensland? Yeah. What else have we got? New South Wales? Whoa! Northern Territory. Tell you what, West Australia. South Australia? Yeah, what about Tassie? New Zealand. I know we've got people here from New Zealand. Yeah, good on you. Well, this lady, she's done quite a bit of touring. She's travelled with Graham Roger with his tours for about 7 times, I'd say, and one more coming up.
7. Well, we've done so many different places around New South Wales and Queensland.
And I believe this is
tag-along tours.
Oh, tag-along, that's right. That's a fantastic way to do it with a group of friends travelling around. Your 10th festival?
10th festival, so there we go, yes.
Congratulations. This is Laurel Calvert, everybody. Thanks, Laurel.
Thanks, Diane. I'd like to sing a song by Becky Cole. This has been my favourite song forever. A song called Poster Girl, so I hope you like it. listen to my songs anymore. You ripped my poster off the wall. 'Cause I'm a singer that went to the wall. You see no good in me at all. Pardon me if I believe I haven't got it wrong. Before you turn your back on me, I'll sing you one more song. 'Cause I shook hands with a digger on the wrong side of the world, with a wife at home who holds her breath and brand new baby girl. And the digger fights for freedom in a job that must be done. And I let go of his hand, so proud to be Australian. And if unlike me you feel no pride at all, then go ahead, take me off your wall. 'Cause I prefer to be a poster girl on the wrong side of the world. I'm just a girl who sings the crazy songs, not qualified to sit and judge. I know I've been right and I've been wrong, but I'm for peace and I'm for love. And I admire the burning fire that causes you to fight. I only wish the wrong side of the world had the same right. 'Cause I listen to the wisdom of the Aussie brigadier. He spoke of widows and of orphans and the need to dry their tears. And he leads the fight for freedom in a job that must be done. And I'd never be more proud to say that I'm Australian. And if unlike me you feel no pride at all, then go ahead, take me off your wall. 'Cause I prefer to be a poster girl on the wrong side of the world. Maybe I'm naive to think we all should get along, but sir, I read your words and all I ask is hear my song. 'Cause I shook hands with a digger on the wrong side of the world, with a wife at home who holds her breath, a brand new baby girl. And the digger fights for freedom in a job that must be done. And I've never been more proud to say that I'm Australian. And if unlike me you feel no pride at all, then go ahead, take me off your wall. 'Cause I prefer to be a poster girl on the wrong side of the world. I'm so proud to be a poster girl on the wrong side of the world. Thank you, Tamworth.
How good is that?
Thank you, band. What, that was amazing. Thank you very much.
Laura Cowan, thank you very much, Laura. That was absolutely beautiful. And I think we might have to invite you back here next year or something, you know. Big hand for Laura. Well, now we've got one of the boys in the band, a wonderful fellow, a multi-gold guitar winner, Amos Morris. He's going to sing 2 songs for us. Is that right, Amos? Yeah. He is, but he's just going to get something. But I hope you're enjoying the night. As I said before, we have some good news for you. We're just going to keep it till after Amos finishes singing. But I hope you enjoyed the night. Have you enjoyed the night? Do you want more bush ballads next year? Well, we'll do our best to make sure that they're here. Thank you, Amos. Big one from Amos Morris.
G'day, folks. How you doing? Excuse me while I play you an ancient Japanese tune called Tuning. Thank you, Doug. Thank you very much. This is a bit unexpected. How you going out there tonight, folks? Enjoying the show so far? That's all about to change. My name's Amos Roberts. Used to play for St George. Took on country music a couple of years ago. And I'm going to do an old Slim song for you. This is one, when this mongrel gets in tune. There we go. This is one you should all recognise. One called The Biggest Disappointment. We had my future wrapped up in a parcel. And no one even thought of asking me. So the day I turned 15, I caught the mail train. To find what else might be in life for me. I rode on trucks and trains and lived on nothing. It served me right for wanting to be free. Ah, well, that's the way society looked at it. And it didn't seem to be that way to me. And the biggest disappointment in the family was me. Well, the only twisted branch upon our good old family tree. I just couldn't be the person they expected me to be. And the biggest disappointment in the world was me. A lot more dinner times than there were dinners. I learned a lot that hurt me at the time. When this quiet country boy came home a different man, with a memory of distance on my mind. But I always spoke too loud and laughed too often. I maybe drank too many schooners down. And perhaps my clothes were older than I realized. Relief to all concerned when I left town. And the biggest disappointment in the family was me. Oh, the only twisted branch upon our good old family tree. I just couldn't be the person they expected me to be. And the biggest disappointment in the world was me. The biggest disappointment in the family was me. The only twisted branch upon our good old family tree. I just couldn't be the person they expected me to be. And the biggest disappointment in the world was me.
Amos Morris, everyone.
Thank you very much, folks.
I say Amos. How's about Amos? How about another song? Would you like to hear another one from Amos? Yeah, thank you. Amos Morris.
Alrighty then. My goodness, this is the most songs I've sung in Tamworth for years. That might have to change, I think. How about... Alrighty. I reckon we do a Brian Young song. What do you reckon? This is one of Youngie's really big hits. It's a great song called Walk Away, Let's Forget. In the key of Walk away, let's forget, it's too late. There's too much to lose, too much at stake. Too many words have been spoken. Too many hearts would be broken. We had our chance long ago when we were free. Now the happiness of two homes depends on you and me. Walk on by, try not to cry, it's too late. Why should others have to pay for our mistakes? Too many words have been spoken. Too many hearts will be broken. We must learn not to want what's not ours to have, you see. Learn to live without the things that we know can never be. So walk away, let's forget it's too late. There's too much to lose, too much at stake. Too many words have been spoken. Too many hearts would be broken. Too many words have been spoken. Too many hearts would be broken.
Thank you very much, folks.
Ah, thank you, Amos. Just beautiful. Isn't he wonderful? Ah, we have quite a few more artists to come through yet for you. We have a lady here for you now. She sings a beautiful bush ballad, hails from Maryborough up in Queensland, and tonight she's going to sing one of her own songs, Sweet Sugarcane. This is Anita Ree, everyone. Anita Ree.
G'day, folks.
Crushing of the cut down sugar cane, and the wheel is pumping steam by the Mary's bank so sweet. We're crushing living glowing sugar cane. Liquid gold grows all year round, and it had its ups and downs, growing up and living sugar cane. It drives a little town, and it sold the whole world round. We're crushing living glowing sugar cane. We're cutting plants and loading them up and down the roads again, planting, growing, living sugar cane. And the first smell of the dirt as it makes the plants and furs, the sweet, sweet smell of the sugar cane.
Anita is one of the hardest working balladeers in the business, and I tell you, it's always lovely to see you, looking lovely, sounding beautiful. But now we have another great artist, Mr. Lindsay Waddington, from Crosscut Records and Lindsay Waddington Music. I said to you a little bit earlier, we had some wonderful news for you. That news is to share here with Lindsay. Lindsay had the idea and the initiative to come to the CMWA and put forward an idea to find some new bush ballads. And it's come to life, and it's going to be called the Thornton Young Award. Lindsay initiated it, and the CMWA, and I'm speaking on behalf of the CMWA now because I am a member of the board of the CMWA as a representative for the Bush Balladeers. And we're awfully proud that Lindsay is going to sponsor this, and we hope to find some new talent and to get some real good new stuff coming out of the Balladeers world. And when we know that there's a lot out there done with Lindsay. There's a lot of people out there that will love this award, and it'll certainly be a big step forward in our genre.
It will, Pete, and it's very exciting for us to be involved with it, mate, and we'd like to thank, I know you're representing the CMAA here tonight, so thank you for taking this initiative on. It's something we're very passionate about, and we're very lucky to travel around the world now doing music, and I've worked out pretty quick, the Australian Bush Ballad is the only unique music we have to the world to offer, and it's received so well across the board, and but we need to find some more people flying the flag and getting out there and doing it, and the winner will get a 4K film clip, the greatest musicians you can have for this genre of music, which most of them are up here on stage today, and they will have their charts to go away, and John Elliott is going to do a professional photo shoot for nothing, so thanks John for that, and there's a lot of other great things coming along as it comes out. And what we're looking for is the new Bush Balladeer / heritage. So as Pete was saying, a new Australian balladeer, really singing about Australia.
Well, it's a great initiative, mate, and I'm very proud of you. And on the CMAA, we thank you very much, and we appreciate what you've been doing. Big hand for Lindsay Waddington. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Pete. Thank you. It's lovely to be here. All the wonderful musicians here, thanks for this. And this is where it all started for me at the age of 15, and that's why I'm so passionate. The legend Brian Young took me out on the road at 15, way before I was probably ready to be playing with musicians like this, but he stood by me, and here I am today, loving what I'm doing. And this song's a tribute to the man himself called Youngie. Young blokes got our start out with Youngie on the road. He taught us how to work a crowd and how to share the load. But the heat could be exhausting and the miles could get you down. But you could feel the magic whenever Youngie came to town. They all called him Jokey. He was young and he was old. He'd take a show to places where no one else could go. There was way more dirt than highway, no GPS or phone. The road goes on forever when the outback is your home. Youngie was a hero when it came to rodeo, a world champion bull rider, a bloke they couldn't throw. He took his heart and courage into music and to life, a
1,000 miles and 100 smiles and a new show every night. They all called him Juppy. He was young and he was old. He'd take a show to places where no one else could go. There was way more dirt than highway, no GPS or phone. The road goes on forever when the outback is your home. They all called him Juppy. He was young and he was old. He'd take a show to places where no one else could go. There was way more dirt than highway, no GPS or phone. The road goes on forever when the outback is your home. The road goes on forever when the outback calls you home. Thank you. Thanks, Pete and Di. What a wonderful concert. Thank you.
Lindsay Waddington, everybody. Lindsay, great song about Youngie, Brian Young. Brian Young, as you will have heard, he's a legend in our country music industry. Brian Young, I don't know where to start with talking about Brian Young. He was a champion rodeo rider as well. He used to take tours, and especially with a lot of young people, he really supported young country music artists. He used to fly them right up around the top end, and he just travelled Australia so much. So there's so much history with Brian Young. You know, concerts like this don't just happen. We don't decide last week to have a concert. We work on it all through the year, and the artists all plan to come along. It's so great, but I'm going to introduce this band to you again. Before we introduce our next artist, we have Claire Amira on the fiddle here. Sorry. Yay, thank you, Claire. Rod Cohen bass, Doug Gallagher drums, Laurie Minson on banjo for this one, Amos Morris on lead guitar, and Michelle Rose on steel. Thank you so much. Well, as you'll see, we have Anne Kirkpatrick here with Angus Gill. And the song they're going to sing. So Angus Gill and Young, please welcome them with Waiting for the Boss.
She lay dozing by the back gate, as only boss dogs do. Twitching gently in her sleep, she dreamed she caught a room. Age showed in her colour, her fur had lost its gloss. She was soaking up the morning sun, waiting for the boss. Waiting for the boss, that voice to call, get up. He trained her well for all those years, since she was a pup. They chased the moms of sheep and goats and bullets through the scrub. When their day was done, he'd give her faithful head a rub. She rose up from her slumber, for a sound had caught her ear. She had to bark a warning, there's a motor drawing near. With hackles up and growling, no time for her to stall, 'cause she always let the boss know that people came to call. It looks like Sal and Pete, she thought, from over there next door. So she eased the barking back a bit, now that she was sure. She knew the boss would like to chat with Pete, sometimes they drink a lot. And he looked towards the back gate, waiting for the boss. Waiting for the boss, that voice to call, get up. He trained her well for all those years, since she was a pup. They chased the mobs of sheep and goats and bullets through the scrub. When their day was done, he'd give her
dog could spy, and Sal rushed by, and without a glance they both began to cry. The boss dog settled by the gate, trying to see inside, and then Pete, he slowly shuffled by as a tear fell from his eye. Come on, boss, let's do some work. So what's the plan today? Let's check some troughs, fix a fence, or give the bulls some hay. Hey, what's with all these people, all looking sad and lost? She snapped a fly and licked her lips, just waiting for the boss. Waiting for the boss, that voice to call, get up. He trained her well for all those years since she was a pup. They chased the mobs of sheep and goats and bullets through the scrub. And when their day was done, he'd give her faithful hair to rub. As another group of people sadly made their way inside, she couldn't understand just why they hugged and why they cried. Why they whispered words she'd heard again, we're sorry for your loss. The old dog kept on sitting there, just waiting for the boss. Yeah, the old dog sat there silently, just waiting for the boss.
This girl in Annika Patrick, what a wonderful song that is, Angus, and we'll look forward to seeing you Saturday night, and best of luck, my friend.
Thank you. Yes, great song. As I just mentioned earlier, these concerts don't just happen. So much work goes into them. So we'd really like to thank our stage and sound crew that worked hard all night and all week for you to bring you some fantastic shows. And out the back here, you know, we have so many artists, 30 to 35 artists out there, and they're all out there getting on great. And Pete and I miss out on getting all together with everybody. And we've got some friends out there who are really helping, keeping things in check. You know, there's Terry, Neil. We've got great friends over here as well. Everybody pitches in to make a great night. And as you'll see, we've got one of our favourite bush balladeers here. We've got Jeff Brown with Lynn Brown here. Hi, Jeff.
Thanks, Diane. Well, how's it all going? Good? Jesus, you're looking well there. Can't see you very well. It's great to be here tonight, and I'd just like to do a song that it was actually a poem that Kelly Dixon sent down to me, and had a little muck around with it, and put a tune to it, and it's called Northbound. We're going to do it right now. Away to the north there is lightning ahead, and already the windscreen is wet. All the taillights ahead are now winking in red, and he hasn't reached Hatton Vale yet. The curtain of spume from his bogies now hangs, they're blinding the ones at his rear. The top ropes and ties are singing in chorus as he pulls into overdrive gear. Two dogs and all loaded and waiting for him at the pull-up Mitchell he knows. And the dog on his bonnet will always be there to lead him wherever he goes. It's a long road to Darwin wherever you are, when you're feeling like staying at home. But there's payments to meet and there's mouths to be fed, so wherever it seems he must roam. He'll tell you next year that he'll give it away when the mortgage is paid out at last. While the rent's in good nick and his health is okay, but he said the same things in the past. 'Cause they don't pay enough for a bloke to get by in so much that it hurts. He misses his darling much more. But it's north with a night for this hill to be made and a wolf to be kept from the door. Yeah, it's north with a night for this bills to be made and a wolf to be kept from the door.
Thank you. Wow, thank you. Fantastic. Well, I'm afraid that brings our Back to the Bush Spectacular to an end. What a spectacular end. Please put your hands together again for Jeff Brown with Lynn there.
And a big hand for the band once again.
Fantastic band, one of the best you will see. Well, we're going to invite all our artists to please come back on stage and we'll sing one more song for you all together. So here they all come.
And while we're doing that, once again, thank you to the Tamworth Regional Council for allowing us to put this on and give us all this wonderful support. Thank you very much for the sound crew, who are always fantastic to work with.
Hey, fantastic job. And for all our friends, we're all friends here. We're really one big country music family. And I talked about the States before, but how about overseas? We have Ralph and Philomena here, all the way from Canada, that come specially for the festival. So thank you. Hi there.
And for all the people who couldn't be here with us, Mr. Charlie Boyd will be going to be happy there next year. He couldn't be with us this year.
That's right, but Charlie sends his regards to everybody and said he'll be here next year. Thanks, Charlie.
And it's all my Air Force friends over there. Hey.
Well, we're going to sing us. I think we've still got a few more to come out. Come on, everybody, join us on stage.
We want you all to sing along with this. Have you had a good night?
Yay!
Do you want this again next year?
Great country music. Bush ballads, everybody, as I said earlier, they tell the story of Australia and paint a picture. Well, Jeff Brown's going to lead us all in one last song. And it's all about where country is, and it's right here in Tamworth.
Good on you, Jeff.
Where country is.
He sat by the door of the grand old Birdsville pub, his wagon gear guided by a faithful heeler dog. He wore a shirt that would blind you and a rumpled ringer's hat. This old man was country, he left no doubt of that. There was legend in the lines of his weather-beaten face, those eyes had seen a lot of changes in the Aussie race. To the passing of the horseman, the death of an age, seems to me he doubted that we'd turn a better page. He's hillbilly picking on a cracked and battered Gibson, and the songs that he sang were all his, and every song told a story, and the more that I listened, the more I realized this is where country is. He sang of mobs of cattle moving down the Birdsville track, and the camels carting wool in the early days out back. Well, he sang of wild-eyed scrubbers riding flat out in the night, trying to ring them off that lightning's quick to fright. And he sang loudly and proudly about pioneering ladies, and I suspect the one such lass was his. Home in this early frontier country was a lonely duck for Humphrey, no doubt about it. This man knows where country is. His songs told how they did it, and I felt a sense of shame. and I wondered if the battling would ever be again. His pride for his country rang true in every song, and I wondered if the chips were down, I would be as strong. He sat there, hillbilly picking on a cracked and battered Gibson, and the songs that he sang were all his. And every song told a story, and the more that I listened, the more I realized this is where country is. Well, mate, so far from the city. You know what? This is where country is.
Good night,
In the
everyone.
park at Tamworth tonight.
Good night.
Good night to all.
Yeah, good.
We've been standing together for over 60 years because it's in our nature to support community. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.